happy to have you here today. We're about to start the show, hooray. Welcome to Amy's Art Cabaret.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Look at Barb's got a new hat on. Look at Barb's new hat.
It's the latest.
It's the latest, Barb. Can you balance this on your hat too if I give this to you?
Sure.
Oh, it's not working. Oh, yeah.
You gotta throw it to your left.
Yeah. Oh, that's my left. Yes. Well, anyway, Barb, I wanted to show you, I'm holding my art quilt that I did a couple episodes ago, but I turned it into a pillow. If Cindy is watching, I was inspired by her tiny pillows. So I can put this on my head.
That's awesome. It's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, and Barb, I wanted to let you know that we have two guests today, Julie and Judy. Yay! Welcome. Hello. I am super excited for many reasons. I was on Knitting Around LA, which Julie and Judy produce, and I'm happy to share the honor to have you on my show. And I'm also in Yarn Bomb LA, as you've heard me talk about before, with Julie and Judy, and many other things. And in honor of today's theme, which is campaign, what was it, Julie and Judy?
Campaign platform.
I am wearing my dress here that is from 1933.
Wow.
Scotties. This dress is part of the National Recovery Administration, or the New Deal. I accidentally found it in a thrift store without knowing that's what it was. And then, of course, the little hat that might be from the 30s or 40s.
Well, I had hats like that up until about 1965.
Oh, so maybe this is, I don't know when this is from. This I inherited.
Oh,
If
it could be.
Mom's watching, my mom could chime in on the chat if she knows. But let's go with Julie. Julie, how do I know you?
Well, we first met at the very first Fun-A-Day LA that was in Reseda.
So Fun-A-Day Reseda.
Yeah, it was Fun-A-Day Reseda. Because that was before Amy created the Fun-A-Day over the hill in Greater LA.
Yes.
And then I think that was, I don't remember if that was before or after I was working with Yarn Bombing LA. Maybe.
Well, what happened is at the Fun-A-Day Reseda, you gave me Yarn Bombing LA business cards.
Oh, okay.
Tell me about it. So then I went to a Yarn Bombing LA event, and Julie walks up to me and she says, "Do you want a tree?"
Oh yeah.
That's a good opening line.
That sounds absolutely like something.
A real tree. I don't know if I have to go plant a tree now because I don't know if I have to make an art tree. I don't know what this means, but yes.
You took a tree, didn't you?
I did. And a tree on a giant palm tree that was way taller than me on Manhattan Beach on the main strip, and I yarn bombed that. That was my first yarn bomb ever.
Oh, yes. I'm remembering now better. You cut up pieces of sweaters because you didn't at the time knit or crochet. And it was wonderful. You still don't?
Yeah, I sewed it together. Judy, were you in that show?
Yeah. That was the one across the street from Pollywog Park.
Yes.
I didn't do any yarn bombing outside. I did a significant part of the map that was inside.
That was impressive.
Yeah, I was working on that, and then of course, helped with installation. And then my piece that I also contributed was the idea of the weaving, the big
the
net
pieces and stuff.
Yeah,
the
big fence that was the volleyball net that was woven. That was mine. Well, I mean, I did part of it. It was my idea. Usable volleyball.
And I think we did 15 or 18 trees that are outside on the lawn, outside of the, it's Manhattan Beach Art Center that used to be a library, and it's a perfectly round building. It's wonderful. It's a mid-century building. And so that was why I was recruiting people to give away trees.
Because there were so many of them. Yeah. Well, I'm glad
everybody stepped up and did wonderful. The trees were great.
Yeah, and I think all of them wound up being taken. The show looked fabulous. It was a good show.
It was a great show.
And as Judy and Julie know, I haven't stopped yarn bombing, even though I still don't knit or crochet. In fact, I was going to ask you ladies, I made this a couple episodes ago. I finger knitted a little. Does this count as a yarn bomb if I put it outside?
Why not?
Yeah. It's hot glued a little bit to this piece of cardboard, but I figured if I put it outside, it's a yarn bomb.
Well, you know, the dirty secret is that hot glue is not unknown to.
Oh yeah, and zip ties and many other things. Yeah.
And you know about the current Yarn Bombing LA project that's going on. It's
but tell us, because that's what I was making this enter into.
Well, Judy should. I mean,
Judy, tell us all.
All right. So what we're doing, YBLA is taking on the pandemic in the way that we know how to do, which is to create yarn bombs, but we're being socially distant, but we're going to be together in our objective of creating the yarn bombs and placing them into either the community that we're comfortable doing it, like within our, front yard or somewhere very local, or if we want to venture out, well, then that's up to that person's comfort level as to where they want to display their work. And then take a picture of your yarn bomb and send it in to YBLA, and we're going to be posting them on our website. I think we have about 18 now.
Oh, cool. And is this open to just LA residents, or is it wider?
Oh, no, it can be anywhere. Because
that's what I thought.
Yeah, because it's socially distant, and you could be as distant as you want.
Could we be as distant as my previous guest and my friend from Australia?
Absolutely.
If you're listening, Karen, yarn bomb.
And actually, we have a yarn bomb member. She is in Guam, and we do a monthly, get together on. I'm drawing a blank. YouTube,
online, Zoom, whatever.
Zoom. Zoom. And she has zoomed in from Guam. And then I think we had someone from England. So, we're an international group. So we welcome everybody.
Yeah, I just want to make that clarification with the name Los Angeles in there.
Oh, true.
Yeah. And then we already have some comments. Let's see, Patrice Curadale.
Oh, yeah.
LA Biz Cards make her smile. Or, yes. They were so fun.
We know Patrice.
Yep. Now I probably do too, but I don't know everyone's last name. Now you want to see the business cards. I don't have them on hand. Judy, anyone have a card? If not, we'll find them later to show.
Okay.
What card?
The yarn bombing cards.
Oh,
look at them.
They're in my other room.
They're from like 2014 or earlier, so they're somewhere.
Yeah.
People just want to Google YBLA. Then
no, you want to spell out yarn bombing Los Angeles.
Oh, spell it.
Yeah, you want to spell it out, because if you don't, you get some other.
I discovered there's lots of things that are YBLA.
Yeah, you would not think so, but they really.
I guess I know not to click on those.
Your history is through. Yes.
Also on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Yes, which I have been
and Twitter
clicking on Instagram and Facebook. So if anyone follows this show already, you'll see a links and Yarn Bombing LA. And so I also have a question. Who came up with campaign platform? What are your thoughts today?
We were just.
I think Judy.
I just so the idea of campaign platform is what would you like to see are your political candidates and representatives? What would you like to see them doing or stand for? What do you want them to stand for? Your candidates to stand for?
Mhm.
And so we thought that was, it's kind of, it's aspirational. It's, if, we're talking politics, it's a way to think about the campaign in a positive light. And then we can talk about the social causes or situations that are important to us.
Mhm.
Yes, that's why I have the New Deal dress on, and I also have on a vintage bicycling scarf.
Oh.
I would like more public transit. Just a hint.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yes.
but these are things that when people talk about politics all the time,
Mhm.
and in this current environment, unfortunately, it gets very divisive.
Yes.
And it can get very mean and hateful. People have very strong passions. I particularly am part of that passion group. And, it's hard to make what you want to be known to come across without having,
A food fight.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were trying to think about, well, how can we have a discussion? How can we get people to engage in politics and the thought of politicians, political stands, and campaigns, and all of those things in a more positive way?
Mm.
So Julie was the one that said, the campaign, because in your campaign, what we can look for are the values that we want to see our candidates project or embrace.
Mhm.
And, for me, this current administration has pushed me over the edge. Let's just
let's just put it out there. Yes.
And so my work that I'm going to do today, and when we get to explain it, is going to be based on my wishes. So I think we can wish for many things.
Mm-hmm.
They may not happen, but I would like to see them happen, or I would like to see my political candidates take an interest in these things, because I think that, of course I speak for myself when I say that they're important to me, but I also believe that they will be of great, also greater importance to others as well, that my thoughts are not strictly, personal.
Oh, of course not. Yeah. No, I didn't think they were. And I like that explanation, because without knowing any of that, just knowing that campaign platform, Barb and I were like, we don't know what we're thinking. But I knew I drew a little sketch. I'm going to make a bunting. Looks like a mouse. And my plan is to later, after the show, use some of my iron-on letters and make a word out of it to hang on my door. Yes. But I don't know what word I want yet. So it'll come to me. I have too many of them right now. So let's go. Let's take turns here. So now let's go back to Julie. And Julie, do you want to show us what some of the other things you've made? What do you have around your desk to show us today?
So I'm going to be doing a basket making technique known as coiling. And this is typical of what I do. These are bottle caps, and this is a scrunched up plastic bag. And in my artwork, I've worked with discarded, disposable, one-time use materials, such as, oh, there it is. This is a little thing from a takeout pizza.
Pizza tables. I have a bunch of them.
And so do I.
You're more than me.
And so my work has been, and my campaign platform is about caring for the environment. I would like them to, re-engage in that. And this is kind of one of my typical pieces. And it's plastic bags.
Wow.
And surplus telephone bottle caps. And this little piece, small piece, is going to be incorporated into this bigger piece.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
And I'm going to continue it. I don't know how big it's going to be, but I want it to get very large. And my studio is such a mess.
That all ours are.
So behind me,
yes,
are a couple of my pieces. That one there, no, that
you
one
got
there.
Dory. Yeah.
It's all plastic, and some of it are objects that I actually found on the street, and it's got hubcaps that
I was going to say that's a hubcap in that red one, isn't there?
The red one doesn't have hubcaps. The blue one does. Oh, that one.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those. That's crocheted. It's crocheted plastic bags.
Cool.
They're all used. They're post-use plastic bags, and so that's what my work has been addressing for a while.
Nice.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Say,
yeah, I want to go see if I can get any hubcaps. Let's go to the junkyard, Barb.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have to go to the junkyard.
I know, it's just the side of the road. Oh, it reminds Barb of this.
It's like, a little while.
Yeah.
One of the previous weeks, I did I crocheted with plastic bags. Yeah. So very similar thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
I've got more crochet around here.
Awesome. So Judy, what do you have to show us today?
Well, I'm going to be working on a bookmaking, and I'm starting this one. I'm going to be binding the pages in together today, and then I'm going to be addressing the issues of also the environment. I'm going to be doing some things in my book that have to do with science, because I believe that I want my representative to believe in science and be science-based. So that's going to be part of my wish book. But in the past, and the reason that I like this format, these are books that I've done over many years. This one is a book that I put together when Julie and I went to Portland, and I would, write in it, here is, yarn that I bought from a shop. You're right, it's upside down. So it becomes like a scrapbook, but not per se a scrapbook.
Mm-hmm. And did you make that from a folder? Is that what that?
Yeah. So these are made from literally. It's just a file folder, and they're kind of plastic coated. Well, they don't have to be, and I just cut it in half.
Perfect.
So they're sturdy and yet easy to puncture. To sew your pages in, and they can. You can add pages that are not bound in just with tape. You can tape, all of these little things that I've got going on in there. I stenciled in this one and painted in this one.
Oh,
and
very cool.
Did well, obviously not all pages.
That's all right.
But so this, it's, and then what I've done is on books like this, where I've had a particular page, like this guy, I was able to use color copies, and so this is actually from this corner over here, I think.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So so what you're doing as your work doesn't necessarily have to be the end piece of it. There's more to do with your work, and you can go on and on and on with these. So anyway, I have done a number of them. Others more. This one I went to a meditation, land of medicine Buddha, and it was a Buddhist monastery up in the almost this close to San Francisco area. And I kept it as a journal of my experience. So I love doing this. It's just super fun.
That's awesome. That reminds me of art journaling and something else that I forgot. But I love those because you can go on forever. Just the artist books, painting, and whatever you want in them. Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome because they can be added to.
Yeah. And that reminds me of the other thing is you can mail. We used to mail cards that were kind of books, and it'd be blank some of the pages. You'd fill in some of it, and the other person would fill in another page and send it back to you, and then just go back and forth. So it's a lot of fun.
That's going to be my format for today's work.
Cool. So we can all start working and talk about what we're doing. I have lots of stuff around me. Barb, did you get any ideas yet?
I've got some ideas. Yeah.
What do you think?
The question is, I'm not sure what. Oh, yeah. So here's we didn't show like what we did last week. Amy's got her marionette. I've got Milton here. I added some elastic to his arms.
Nice.
So you can kind of,
Oh, and I didn't tell you because you got Milton, and the winning name here for my marionette is Mary Annette. so it's just they go by Annette, but the full name is Mary Annette. So Mary Annette's going to hang out over here on the side. I just have my usual pile of everything. I was also thinking this actually might be a good time for me to use some of this rickrack because I can use it for the bunting to tie.
Oh, that would be great.
Because I was going to use my fabric samples. In my picture, I drew they're triangles, but I think I might do squares or rectangles, because I seem to have a lot of them. So what materials do you have, Barb?
I'm thinking about I was wearing cardboard on my head when we first came around here.
Really?
I was thinking about doing kind of a 3-dimensional globe. Because I personally I'm for science as well. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Cool.
Because it applies to so very many things, including like climate change, including like the effects of racism, the benefit of healthcare, and making sure that everybody has that. Yeah. So so I think I'm gonna try to make a layered globe, and then I was poking around, and I've got a bunch of beads, and I might try to do something with the beads to add color to the globe. But we will see.
That reminds me, you've all chosen your platforms to, your focus for today's project. And like I said, I have so many focuses. I haven't narrowed it down yet.
You're not sure yet?
But I am using, as I sit here, I'm cutting up many things because rainbow is definitely one of my focuses. Equality and equity, which are two different things, but you can't have one without the other to do it well anyway.
Well, and when I went to find a scrap of yarn to use, I ended up coming up with this that is quite a rainbow. And
it is. Look at that.
Yeah. So this is an example of what my little basket is going to be like.
I love it. And Julie, what do you use to poke the holes in the plastic?
I use a Dremel tool.
Oh.
And this is a 1/8 inch drill bit because I'm using a large eye tapestry needle. Because I'm using yarn, and I have different needles of different sizes, my different things.
That's really cool. Yeah. I was thinking about those when you showed it to me. I was like, I have all these little pizza tables too, but I never thought about drilling holes in them. Maybe I should have.
Yeah, well, when I started out doing this work with all discarded materials and focusing on plastic, I was using, I was getting all little things that were like rings, or they had already had like a hole, some sort of a hole or opening through the center, so I could foil through those. And it didn't take very long before I just decided to start drilling holes, because there are just so many plastic objects that are meant to be thrown away after you use them.
Yeah.
One time. So,
I think almost everything that Barb and I own was something else before.
I got a fair amount.
Yes, a fair amount of it, if not everything.
yeah.
I mean, you know,
There's
tools,
so much of it.
Yeah, not the tools.
What?
Not the tools. The tools weren't something she found in the garbage.
well, not
Right,
all
absolutely
of the tools, I
not.
should say.
Oh, some of the tools were found in the garbage. I take it back.
Wow.
Or donated to a place that didn't want them.
Oh, that happens a lot too.
Wow.
I don't know how I did this, but I just started freehand cutting, and I got perfect 4x4-inch squares. That'll be the size.
There you go.
I also am using the interior design samples, because then I don't have to do a front and back. I can just do the edges, and then I'll probably cut a circle that I'll have the iron-on letter on to go in the middle. Because they
I've
usually
used interior design samples quite a lot, because my professor used to get donations of them, like from Pacific Design Center. And so when I was at Cal State Northridge, and we would end up with just boxes and boxes and boxes of these fabrics. And there was a time when I made quite a few like tote bags and purses out of these fabrics that were wholesale $100 a yard, you know.
Oh yeah, this fabric, the back of my pillow, is interior design sample.
Yeah.
I think the front is all, well, there's a little bit interior design. It's mostly either ribbons or clothing samples, which they discard them the same as they do with the interior design samples.
Yep. Because they just have so many of them.
Yes.
You know, they don't have a choice because they can't store them. And if they don't find a place to donate them to, they just have to.
They go in the rubbish bin.
They do. If you go up and down the alleys along La Brea in the dumpsters, I have heard they're all over the place, because there's a lot of interior design. There's a lot of upholstery shops along La Brea.
There you go.
Or there used to be. Everything's changed so much that I don't know.
Well, I think you could still, most of the schools, I used to get stuff at the end of the school year, because the students just, their lockers get cleared out and the schools dump everything. And then I have lots of outfits made from stuff that was in a dumpster inside a school. So I'm using
to go do that next time. That is a thing that is possible to do, but I've got too much stuff already.
Well, that's true. That's why one of the focuses for me in my personal art making is to try to use up my stash.
Exactly.
Because it's humongous.
Yep, I hear you. Judy and I.
Yeah.
That's exactly my belief too. There's just so much.
Yep.
And you don't want to leave someone else with the job to clean up all that stuff.
Oh no. I do think about that these days.
Especially if you're thinking about climate change too. Yeah. And I try to give stuff to people who, if they need something to use, that they're going to use it on the spot. So there's a whole share, a give and take, a bartering system out there if they need something.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Because
yeah, there are some great groups that you can give stuff to.
Yes, the Buy Nothing groups are national. Everyone has they're national and they're local at the same time. It's a national organization with local volunteers that run branches in neighborhoods.
I didn't even know about that, but that's good to know.
Yeah. So the theory is you're only giving to your neighbor, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So you're also not having to drive far or anything.
Right. There's also a group in LA, and I hope I don't say the name wrong, but it's something to do with upcycled cloth.
Oh.
And they do things with fabric, pieces of the fabric, I think, and clothing that people give them. And they're kind of like textile artists. And somebody, I think somebody that we know from Yarn Bombing LA is involved in it, because I kind of recognized a name on a Facebook post.
Yeah.
But that I might actually, and I have some fabric and textile things that I've been holding on to for a while that I think I could be ready to let go of and pass it on to somebody who will actually use it.
Yeah.
Because I think I have so much stuff, I will never actually use it all.
Oh, that's a definite fact. Yes.
I have given away so much fabric to people who are making masks because
Yes.
I quilted for many, 30 years. So I acquired and still have really a massive amount of fabric. So I've been very happy to share what I have with people who are, making masks for others or themselves or whoever. But,
Oh, yeah.
it's like, okay, I can do this. I can share it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't have an attachment to it. I could definitely share stuff, but some people might have you just see that fabric or something. You're like, oh, I know I can make something. This is beautiful. I need to have it. And
yeah,
you just put it back in your closet.
That's a concept that, had rolled around in my head for a very long time. But then when you get up in years, the way I have, you look at things and say, wait a minute. There's no way I'm going to be able to use this up in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So when you have that realization, then you're like, okay, well, people need this. There's a definite need for this, and I'm going to share it. Because you just can't make everything. It can't.
Yep. No, it's very true. And we have a comment here for Judy from Barb's mom. Hi, Barb's mom.
Hi, Barb's mom.
She said, Judy, it's a junk journal. You can use worn out books for pages too. Ooh.
Oh, yes, I have. These are just, this is just this kind of book that I'm showing because this is what I'm making. But I've been doing bookmaking for a long time, and I do use old books and all of those things. But thank you, Barb's mom. Yes.
AKA Diane.
AKA Diane.
I guess we should use Barb's mom's real name, but I just call her.
Although technically it is Barbara Diane.
I just call her California mom.
California.
Oh,
mom.
I was going to ask if Barb's mom is also here in California.
She is. She's in San Jose.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a little distance, but still not too terribly far.
Yeah. No, we were in San Jose in February.
Mm-hmm.
And
a nice little textile museum there.
Oh yeah, there's the textile quilt and textile museum there is it's wonderful.
It's fabulous. Yeah.
It's small, but they have excellent shows. Really, the top quality in fiber and textile art being made today.
Is in San Jose's museum.
Yeah,
So
they show the top. They show
that's
really
cool.
great, wonderful work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Diane's been there probably.
I'm sure. I would be surprised
If she wasn't.
if she had not. Yes. Because yeah, my mom does. My mom makes dolls. She does clay and fabric and paper and beads and mixed media and just all of
Well,
the
we
things.
wish she were here closer to us. Those sound like all fabulous things. You can come play with us.
Yeah.
We wish we could
Hear
still
that, Mom?
travel
You're supposed to come
freely.
down. Well, once all this craziness is done,
Then we can all visit each other.
visit.
Oh yeah. And do fiber art things.
Yes.
Right now,
Mhm. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say I'm cutting off the bottom of a t-shirt right now. So that would be some t-shirt yarn. Have either of you worked with t-shirt yarn?
Oh, absolutely.
Not I.
I've just made headbands and stuff with it usually.
I've got
Oh, I've done quite a lot with it.
we've got a slew of it at the moment at work.
Oh yeah, but this is fresh. I'm making it right on screen.
I see.
What's work, Barb?
Hmm?
Oh
What's
yeah.
work?
Work is Rediscover Center.
Oh, we know.
I think Julie and Judy have been there.
We've been there.
Oh, well,
Not
that's
recently, but recent enough.
recent enough.
That's like I was mentioning, I was on an episode of Knitting in LA with Judy and Julie, and I'm on episode 5. I'm gonna put the link later if it's on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it. And we did go to Rediscover Center that day. And what's interesting is that it's from 2018. And I don't know if you two have been there since then. It's pretty much looks the same, but there's some things that are different.
Yeah.
Of course, some of them are different because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Well, I had been involved with Rediscover Center a few years earlier.
You had a show there, right? A weaving.
I showed these hubcaps there, and I think I showed some of my other weaving there. And we did a workshop working with used materials, upcycled materials. We did an easy finger weaving workshop. And,
yes.
And other things. And so, yeah.
When was this?
That was before Barb.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was before me too. So that was a while ago.
It was Mary. It was when Mary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We could do that more. We should do it virtually.
Okay, so Barb's mom, Diane, mentioned the Quilt Museum too. Is wonderful. Have either of you been to the Quilt Museum in San Jose?
Yeah.
That's the one we're talking about.
That is the one they're talking about. Oh, I apologize.
Oh,
I missed the beginning of what
you said. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Mm-hmm. Dennis is my father.
Yes, he has a name too.
He does
California
have a name,
Dad.
as it turns out. Yeah. He's read poetry there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's an amazing poet.
He's a poet.
Oh, wonderful.
He's involved with Poetry San Jose and the Markham House at History Park and all kinds of cool stuff. He's a nerd who writes poetry.
Oh, that's great.
We
Yeah.
had a poet on just recently, although I wouldn't call her a nerd, but maybe she would call herself one. I don't know. Cindy. Cindy. She read some of the poems.
Mhm.
So who's doing what? What's going on here, Judy? What are you doing?
Oh, I found from a trip to Seattle many years ago, I stumbled upon a printmaking shop, Offset Press, and they had discards. And, so I bought a few little discards. And so this piece, I don't know what it was for, but it's going to be waves. So I'm building an ocean here, or water. So because I want my person to have a platform of clean water.
Yeah, you're making me thirsty right now.
I want.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, that's not water, but. Yeah, that needs to be clean so I can make clean iced tea. I love it. And then Judy, also Patrice said, the book reminds her she saw a Vote Forward Facebook page that people are drawing on envelopes of the letters they're sending to the swing voters. Oh, she wants to collaborate with you. You'll have to connect with her later.
Sounds awesome.
Yay, cool. I like collaborations. And we will do that more when we're able to meet in person. But there's a lot of people mailing stuff right now to each other and working on, like I mentioned earlier.
I was gonna say, Amy, we should do that book that you were talking about. Just send it back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's super fun.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's not even that big, so it could fit in a pretty small envelope.
Yeah.
They're all different sizes, so.
Mhm.
And Julie, what's going on with pizza? Because now I think I'm going to want to have pizza tonight. See if they can.
You should. So I've just, I'm coiling around it, and I'm using this plastic bag as the core.
Was that plastic bag like the regular, like you get from the grocery store, or was it larger or smaller when it first was a plastic bag?
I got it out of the vacuum cleaner box that I just threw away from our most recent vacuum cleaner purchase, and I think that it was around a hose or an attachment or something.
Okay, so it's kind of narrow and long.
Yeah, but
okay.
Yeah. I have my ways that I cut plastic bags, when I'm going to use them, and then scrunch them up. And this one.
Oh, we got to look here. What's going on here?
This is a regular shopping bag, and oops, hold on.
It's not cooperating.
It's got a mind of its own, apparently. So this is a regular shopping bag, and I cut down the side edges. So here's the
seam. Okay,
bottom hem. And like this is the handle.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, perfect.
And so that makes it, the size that I want it, so that when I scrunch it up, it's, it gives me this size. Because the full bag scrunched up would be thicker than I want.
Too thick. And then is that you just start wrapping the yarn? You don't have any wire or anything else?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me see if I can.
Oh yeah, I could see it.
That's where I started. And I just started wrapping it, and then I just folded it back. And it takes a little practice. The first time you do it, your end is not this neat. And this is not even that neat, but I give myself permission for it to not be very neat.
Yeah.
This piece, I'm making a sculpted hand here.
Oh, look at this.
Let's see. This is where I started it.
It's like a little rug.
Yeah. And so I made sure that was neater because I wanted it to look more finished. And then my little fingers, I had to start and make sure that these little pieces were all very tucked in. Because that's the look that I wanted for that piece, but usually I let my stuff just be really rugged and rough
And natural, yeah.
and yeah.
That's
And
really cool.
so
And also, did you want the hand bottom to be perfect so can it stand on its own?
no, it's going to be part of another art piece. So this part is going to be visible. So I needed to make sure, you know,
That makes sense.
yeah, the hand is going to be holding something.
Oh, no.
And I've got to make another one. So I'm going to make.
How long did it take to make that much of it?
A week. There's my other
pretty-
finger.
that's-
My
yeah.
other finger's almost done.
Hey,
Somewhere.
Julie's about to give us the finger.
Yeah. This is very time consuming. It's kind
I
of
would think so. It looks very tight. Like that takes a long time. Yeah. Cool. We'll have to see. And remind us, Julie, do you have a website or something where we can see all this stuff on?
Yes, I have a website. Not all of this stuff is on it, but a lot of it is. And it's juliekornblum.com.
Okay, so we'll make sure to put up that at the end of the show if we don't get to it before.
And on Instagram and Facebook, it's Julie Kornblum Studio.
Okay, studio at the end, as opposed to just .com. Yes, got it. Okay, cool. And Judy, do you have a website?
No, I don't, but I am on Instagram as Judy 90290.
90290.
Yeah, shorthand for my Topanga address.
For your travels. Yes, very cool. Oh, and looks like in the chat, we're inspiring people. Yay! Cool.
Yay.
So in the course, because when you work with ephemera,
Yeah.
at least for myself, I'm frequently cutting things out that I have absolutely no idea why I cut them out or want them. So I found this hand, and which I had cut out from something at some point. I don't know what Remember Life's DHA means, but then I had this piece of newsprint that I found from my local paper that comes, and it's going to be Remember, want to change the world.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. Or I might just do it, Remember to change the world, and take out the exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
The question mark. So yeah, so sometimes things come together surreptitiously.
Yeah. No, that reminds me of the Fun a Day Reseda show that I was in with Julie. I just did 31 tiny little collages. And I just cut all the stuff out of magazines and junk mail and just put them together. And I still have some of them. Some of them I actually sold.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I put them in another show and I wasn't expecting them to sell, but I had numbered them and I put the number on the back, and someone said to me, "Oh, I want these too." And I see this is 28, so that's $28. I'm like, okay, yeah. Number 28 of 1 through 31, but if you want to pay $28.
I love it. Yeah. So sometimes, you that's the fun part of working with this stuff, is the serendipity, and it's like, okay, I didn't have a purpose for this when I cut it out, but I do now.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have a purpose for any of these things, but I do now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And thank you, Barb, for putting up all the website, Instagram. That's my unofficial official assistant, so that I don't have to think about doing any of that. And then lots of comments of loving the hand, Julie. I do too. In fact, I kind of want to draw my hand and cut it out of this t-shirt right now. Maybe I will.
Oh, cool. Well, and I don't usually do anything representational. And this is like to do something that's recognizable as a hand. Of course, I kind of used myself as a model. So.
It makes sense.
my gosh. So it's almost done. Or one is almost done. I keep telling myself that the second one won't take as long because, of course, I had to figure everything out.
Look at this hand, everyone. Look at that.
Wow.
Yep. It's amazing.
Is that heavy?
Oh, that's
No.
a good.
No, it's not. It's quite light.
Nice. Barb, quick, do you have a hand so we could have 4 hands on the screen? Just put in my hand.
Oh, where's the hand?
I see Judy's working with a hand. Look, I just made a t-shirt bracelet. There's a hand. High five, everyone.
The high
Woo-hoo-hoo.
five right now.
Awesome.
Mine's a 4.
Okay, back to work. No.
Yes, artwork. Get serious. Let's get serious.
Artwork, serious. Oh, we can't be that serious. We only have 9 minutes left.
What?
Oh, you got
I know.
That's not possible.
really
That's
fast.
impossible.
Possible. But
That's how we end up with 2-hour videos, Judy. We have
Yeah.
so much to talk
Appreciate
about.
see, it worked out. It says, remember to change the world.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah.
reminder for us. You should post that later, Judy.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
I like it.
it's gonna find a home here.
I also have an Etsy shop with not very much stuff in it, but
Oh, I have an Etsy shop with nothing in it.
I don't feel so bad now. My shop had nothing in it for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
started mine a decade ago or so. I don't. I put something in it. Yeah, I put something in it once, but didn't actually load it up to the public.
You go into my shop and I've got like 4 items listed, and it says member since 2011, and I just think, oh my god.
Yeah, I think I beat you by a couple of years, but I don't remember.
But
But
I'm
yeah.
gonna put my little these are my little coil baskets that were workshop
How
samples.
tiny they are. Oh my god, they're so cute.
I think I got the $25.
Oh, definitely.
For something that's a few hours work and 50 years of artwork experience. So
Look at the furry ones. Oh, I
yeah,
love
that's because it's it's this eyelash yarn, and I finished the edge with this eyelash yarn. Let's see.
It's totally. It looks like it could be a sea creature.
Yes, or anything you could imagine that it might be.
It could be my eye.
Yeah. So these would be like if you take your rings off at night or your earrings.
That's what I was thinking. A jewelry holder.
Yeah, knitters and crocheters, you put stitch markers. So those who know what those are.
I was gonna say I don't know what that is.
I know stitch markers.
Oh yeah, Barb does knit and crochet.
I do. I
A
knit
little.
and I crochet every now and then. Not real frequently, but every now and then I want to make like a beholder hat or something,
Yeah, but so
or a hat that looks like hair.
Oh yeah, and I've got some small coiled pieces listed on there, and some of my woven wall pieces.
Cool.
Amy, you need to have us back so we could show our things when they're done.
Yes. All my guests are always allowed to come back anytime.
Oh,
And
you could do a compilation. How many people can you have in this window?
I believe 10.
Can have
But I
a-
haven't
You could
checked.
have a whole do like a compilation with like a whole bunch and do sort of a reunion.
That
And
would
if
be
someone's
beautiful.
out,
that would
let's
be
see
cool.
that again.
I'm putting circles in my t-shirt. Oh, he's falling down. But I'm going to make circles
So
and then
pretty.
iron on the letter and stitch that on.
And Barb is making circles too.
I'm
Oh.
making a whole lot of circles. It's this always it occurs to you that like it's gonna take a long time to make enough circles for something.
I was thinking that's why I made one so far.
I started going a little bit bigger, and then I'm like, nope. We are sticking to. We are not going any bigger than this.
Oh,
fairly-
that's smart.
Even this is fairly large.
Oh yeah, I have to do what you're freehanding it or are you tracing it? I just made one circle so far. I'm gonna trace them.
I started out with a compass for a lot of them, which is nice because it gives you your center if you need that, which in this case I do. And then for some of them, there's, I mean, imagine, the technique of like you put it and then you take like a washer or something, in this case a ring that I happen to have here, and then put like pencil in and then just trace around it, and then you get a circle that's just a little bit bigger than this one, because I need to just keep making them bigger.
Oh yeah, because yours are all piled.
And then I have here, and then
is that like an X-Acto knife you're cutting with?
it is. Yep, it's technically a Fiskars one, because I have opinions, capital O, about cutting knives.
Oh well, hey, please.
Here's another Fiskars. Yeah, I know.
As a former sewer and fashion person, we're not going to talk about Fiskars scissors.
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
Don't talk it. No.
My actual preferred is Olfa.
Well, I'm from the days of Wiss.
Of Wiss.
Wiss.
This.
WISS.
Oh, I don't even know that.
Yeah, I think that might be the ones I inherited. I have a slew of scissors.
These are not even good anymore because they were dropped.
Yes, I have a pair like that. They're like 1,000 pounds, and they're great.
Yeah. But these are what you used in the industry back in the last century. Literally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, scissors are a whole nother matter, and also depending on what you're cutting.
Well, if you've been paying attention to me, I already have my paper scissors, which I was cutting the interior design fabric out because it wasn't too picky. And then I have a pair of regular scissors or fabric scissors for the t-shirt. So I've been switching back and forth.
Oh, I haven't been watching because I've been.
No, that's all right. I don't think anyone has. I'm teasing.
But Judy and I understand that concept. We know all about that concept.
Yeah, we often just work on Zoom together and just work, and hours go by.
Nice.
All right, so opening spread of my book.
I want to see it. We've got 2 minutes. Let's see everything. Let's look at Judy's book.
It's going to be. That's
remember. Yes.
That's for everybody, that this book is going to be about change and about taking care of the world. So, yep. So I've got my water down already, and I've got to take into the water, and I'm starting a garden. I'm going to so I've got some collage greens and plants, and I'll wind up getting rid of this lady by collaging over her and with things like that. But so I'm starting. I'm getting the concept down. And the title of this book is that I'm going to write on it is going to be called Magical Thinking.
I like it.
There you go.
Because that's what it's going to take to get us to right the world. We're going to need some good magic.
Yes.
So
that's true. Oh, Julie, we have a question for you. What kind of yarn did you use for the hand?
Oh, it's the core, which interestingly is called the warp in coiling. That's cute. And then what I'm wrapping it with is waxed linen thread.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've used some of that.
Yeah,
I don't have any currently, but nice.
And here's the place to get waxed linen thread.
Oh, let's look.
Royal Wood Limited.
Oh, limited. Nice. Okay, everyone. We are at 3 o'clock. Do we have last minute thoughts? I mean, this was fun. We could actually do Judy's idea and just be on here for 5 more hours. Working.
What have you gotten done so far?
It would be like a Twitch video.
Oh boy, you want to see what I have done
Yeah,
so far? Well, I'll lay these out. These don't fit all the way on my area because I have my area covered. Besides my bracelet that I spontaneously made, I've been cutting out and I'm alternating from the bright rainbow. Well, it's not very bright to other pieces.
Colorful.
So I have about 7 pieces, and then I'm going to cut out circles like I was showing and putting the circle with my iron-on letter. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll make another one for an exclamation point of whatever I'm writing. I haven't decided. We'll have to check back in next time to see what I decide to write. But yeah.
You know, my parting words for everyone that's watching or that will watch is that we all have a chance to vote in November. And, you know, art's a beautiful thing. And if we want to keep making it and making this world a better place, we need people in positions of political power that support the arts, that support creativity, and that support
Humanity.
Yeah.
you know, support just positivity. You know, we have a lot to take care of. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our environment. We have to take care of a lot.
No, that's true. You have to do
people
something. Yep.
get out and vote.
Yep, I concur.
We concur, and so does Barb's construction nose.
And other
So-
final thoughts, just keep creating.
Mhm.
Yay.
And
Remember to change the world.
Awesome. Well, Judy and Julie, thank you so much for being on with Barb and I, and Annette and anyone else that we have here, our characters. Milton, wherever he went. There he is.
Awesome and a pleasure. Thank you for having us.
having us.
We want to come. I want to come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to come back. I plan on having I love the reunion idea, and I also love our dance theme idea we were talking about last week. We might have a dance class.
Woohoo!
Yes, yes,
Thank
so-
you very much.
So we'll have to actually be wearing clothes for dance class, or is it going to be chaired anything?
Okay, yeah, we'll modify.
guess
You clothes are optional. Okay, no, I take it back. Wear some clothes.
There
So
are,
it's been 5 episodes and we've gone into other territory.
Yes. Okay, well, we'll see you all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching later. Bye. Bye.